Welcome back to Studentonomics TV. Are you looking to make extra money? Are you thinking about trying a side hustle? Obviously you are because you're still here. So over the years, we've covered different side hustles. I've looked into everything. I've done everything. I've driven for Uber. I've had Airbnb experiences. I've tried it all. And I've discovered that there are three side hustles that may not be worth it going into the 2020s, the roaring 20s. There are three side hustles that you must either stop now or really consider doing. Are you guys ready for this? Number one, don't mind my writing, guys. Driving for Uber or Lyft. Can you guys see that? Driving for Uber or Lyft. There's some very poor writing there. But when I first got into this driving for Uber, it was kind of worth it. It felt worth it. I drove around, I shared my income, I shared my expenses, I shared results, and I felt that it was a decent side hustle. But I've talked to friends, I've been talking to drivers, and it turns out that now this may not be worth it anymore. There's a lot of competition. People are just trying to fight for the lowest price. Like people do Uber pools or Lyft pools just to save money, and it's just tough to make money. And my friend was telling me that he tries to do it every morning, and sometimes he doesn't even get people, or sometimes the fares are low, or there's not that much money in it. And then once you start doing your expenses, your taxes, your gas, your maintenance, it gets pretty costly. And I know that like in the past I've recommended this, but now I cannot recommend it any longer. Or if you do it, you really do have to think about it and make it work. So for example, let's say you're in a small town or you're in a place that doesn't have that many drivers, you could still make money. If you do rush hour, if you do surge pricing, and you take advantage of hot times, you can still make money. But don't just blindly get into rideshare driving. It could not be the best side hustle for you at this time. Number two, a side hustle that might not be worth it. Oh man, my writing is not so good. Flipping stuff. So, if you've seen any of the Gary Vee videos or any kind of content on the internet, you see a lot of stuff about flipping stuff, like, you go to a yard sale or you buy something at Kijiji and you flip it for higher. In theory, that works. You should be able to make money. You buy low, sell high. In reality, it doesn't always work out so well. Like people go to yard sales and they think they're gonna find the Mona Lisa painting and they're gonna sell it for $1 million. That doesn't happen. Usually, you end up buying a bunch of crap that you don't need, and then your house is filled with crap, or your living room. Whatever, your space is filled with garbage. As a kid, my mom used to love going to yard sales, as did I. And that stuff is, it's not really good for you. You end up with a house full of stuff. So now if you're trying to flip stuff, it gets even worse because like, when you see the video, they show you the highlight reel, they'll show you, the guy bought a marker and for $1 and he sold it for $2. Like, wow, doubled his money. That's cool, but that's the highlight reel. What about all the other stuff? You end up with a house full of stuff that you don't need and it's pretty useless. Like, what do you do with all this stuff? And when you do flip something, it takes a lot of work. So you have to, like list it or whatever. You have to go back on Kijiji or host your own yard sale or wherever you go on Facebook Marketplace or eBay, whatever. And then you have to list it and deal with that. Then you have to deal with people. Then you have to hope you sell it for higher. Then you have to send it and ship it. And then you deal with all that. So it may not be worth it. So please think twice before you jump in blindly into flipping stuff. I mean, if you think it's a fun hobby, that's cool. Like, if you want to go to yard sales on a Saturday, grab a coffee, meet some people, see the community, that's fun. You might, occasionally you might find a hockey card or something and you might be able to make some money off it, but don't think this side hustle will make you a lot of money. Number three side hustle that you may want to reconsider going into the 2020s, blogging. I know. All the experts tell you that you need to start a blog. But they do this because they sell courses on how to start a blog or they promote affiliates and they get paid when you sign up to start a blog. So that's why they do it. They're not doing it because they really think it's a good side hustle. I think blogging can be one of the worst side hustles because it's just so competitive right now. Like everyone out there has a blog, or like people would just start and they copy paste a bunch of information and they launch. And it's tough. So with that being said, it's tough to stick out. Like, how does one stick out? A guy at the gym was asking me about his blog, and I'm like, well, like, what makes you different? And he's like, just like telling me how he's sharing motivational quotes. Like, that's not different, right? It's like everybody else. And then it's tough with all that being said, it's tough to make any money from this. So you end up, you pay for the hosting, you pay for all this, you pay for the domain name and stuff, and then you're just like, how do you make money? And of course, I'm all for, like, I blog, it's what I do, but as a side hustle, getting started in the 2020s is going to be very tough. There's a lot of competition, and you're just, most people just fade out, or they burn out, or fade away, whatever it's called. They just give up, and it goes nowhere, ends up just being expensive. So if you want to get into side hustles, please reconsider driving for Uber, flipping stuff, or blogging. I'll be honest, nobody wants to hear this, but getting a part-time job could sometimes be the best thing for you, just working extra hours. Or if you do these things, it could be for a hobby, or you can do things like an Airbnb experience, or you can, build your social media, you can build stuff, but just don't expect to get rich from these 3 side hustles. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment.